Welcome class 6th. This is the last part of your chapter, the cell. We already know what is a cell, parts of a cell, and how do cell form new cells by cell division, which is needed to help a body grow or repair or replace old and worn out cells. Now today we are going to learn how to study cells. Cells are studied with the help of microscope. Detailed study can be done with the help of advanced electron microscopes. To study internal structure of the cells are colored with some dye called as stain, and this process is called as staining. Then the stained cell parts are put on a clean side covered with a cover slip and observed under the microscope. So we will study today onion peel cells, plant cells. Then we will study animal cells from human cheek and blood cells. And we will also study certain microscopic organisms, unicellular. So when we study plant cells from an onion peel, below the microscope, we find brick-shaped cells lying side by side with an unclear cell wall, a centrally placed vacuole, and a thin layer of cytoplasm between cell wall and vacuole. Nucleus is also visible, and of course, onion cells will not have chloroplast as it is an underground stem, but if we see leaf cells from the leaves from a lily plant, then we can see chloroplast clearly inside them with cell walls. Now in animal cells studied under microscope, we find not a regular pattern of cells but scattered cells, which are polygonal, irregular in shape, with a darkly staining nucleus in the center and a thin plasma membrane surrounding the cell cytoplasm. Of course, you cannot see cell wall, chloroplast or vacuoles in animal cells. Same way, when blood cells were studied under a microscope, we found that there were certain amoeboid cells with a distinct nucleus as white blood cells. Then we had tiny cells concave shaped without nucleus. Those are red blood cells. Blood platelets are very difficult to observe because they are very small in size, and therefore high resolution of microscope is needed to observe their internal structures. Then when we studied unicellular organisms like amoeba, body is irregular in shape, has finger-like pseudopodia. We observe cytoplasm dense, colorless, transparent, containing a single nucleus and contractile vacuole with many small food vacuoles are seen in amoeba. In Chlamydomonas, the unicellular algae, body is simple, unicellular, spherical. Cytoplasm is surrounded by plasma membrane. There is a cell wall, of course, present. It's a plant cell. A cup-shaped chloroplast is seen, and a food storing site called pyrenoid is also present close to the chloroplast. Then Chlamydomonas, being mobile, can move, has two flagella hanging out from the cell. Then there is a light sensitive structure also present in the cytoplasm called eye spot. The nucleus is special, it lies within the chloroplast. Next, we will study certain differences between plant and animal cells. Now, plant and animal cells are unique. Most of the structures they share, but quite a few differences are there also between them. Plant cells are usually larger in size than animal cells. Animal cells are smaller. Plant cells have a cell wall to protect and provide rigidity and shape to the cells. Animal cells only have a cell membrane, no cell wall is seen. Plant cells usually have big, large vacuoles, one mostly, or sometimes more than one. In animal cells, vacuoles are usually absent, and if present, like in amoeba, a protozoan, they will be small and temporary. Then plant cells have chloroplast, leucoplast, chromoplast, various kinds of plastids, helping them to give color or to store food and above all to carry out photosynthesis. They are autotrophs. Animals are heterotrophs and hence do not have plastids. Then plant cells do not have centrosomes. Animal cells do not have plastids but they have centrosome, an organelle which helps in cell division by moving apart the chromosomes when cells are dividing. Even plant cells do not have lysosomes, though they have been seen in some cases. But animal cells do have lysosomes, the suicide bags. The cytoplasm of plant cells is less and thinner in consistency, while in animal cells the cytoplasm is dense, granular in consistency. So these are the main differences between plants and animal cells. This completes the chapter as well as your midterm syllabus. Now you will have to solve the exercises and learn them carefully. That's all for today. Thank you.